Well, hello, and welcome to another lesson of the Focus on Contentstack course. I'm Marcelo Lewin, the Headless Creator. As always, feel free to get a hold of me right there, Marcelo at headlesscreator.com. Did you notice? I learned. I finally got it right there. I can point to it without looking all awkward, doing this thing. Anyway, welcome to the lesson. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the different types of fields you can use in Contentstack. They have a single line, a multi-line, Markdown, and a rich text editor. We're going to talk about all those fields, the differences between them, when should you use one over the other. We're going to run some GraphQL queries on it as well, so we can check out how is the information stored on the back end. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about something they will be releasing soon into the future. But as always, before we do that, headlesscreator.com. For those of you watching live, make sure you go to headlesscreator.com, register for free. You'll have access to a bunch of courses, obviously including the Focus on Contentstack course. But I also have my world famous, okay, it's not world famous, but within my mind it is, course on content modeling. As many of you know, I'm a content modeling geek. I love content modeling because the basis of any headless CMS starts at the content model. So you also have access to that. It's a weekly lesson, and I model a bunch of different things constantly. So just go there, register for free. You will find the on-demand version of this lesson, which doesn't have any marketing of Headless Creator. I take all that out. You'll find it in the course Focus on Contentstack, and you can see right here already it says coming 5/14. That's today. You'll see it right there. And I have a little attachment, which is a bonus material PDF comparing all the fields. So, alrighty, make sure you go register for free. It's 100% free, like I said. With that said, you know how I do this. I'm going to go ahead and restart the intro for the on-demand version. It'll be nice and clean intro. We're not going to have any marketing whatsoever there. So I'm going to redo the intro, and I will see you back in just 30 seconds. Well, hello, and welcome to another lesson of the Focus on Contentstack course. I'm Marcelo Lewin, the Headless Creator. As always, get a hold of me right there, Marcelo at headlesscreator.com. I'll return your email as soon as I can. I'm pretty quick at returning emails. Today, as you know, I'm going to talk to you about text fields in Contentstack, and they have four types of text fields. They have a single line, a multi-line, a markdown, and a rich text editor. We're going to look at all of them. We're going to compare them. We're going to see the features both from the content modeling side, from the authoring side, and from the developer side. And then we're going to make some suggestions as to which should you use when. So there you have it. I'm going to go ahead and show my screen here. And we're going to start with, now this PDF, or this is a Google Sheet, but this PDF that I put together is available in the on-demand version. And literally, I'm going to point, it's actually over here on the top, whatever that is, right as you're looking, top right-hand side, I think, as you're watching this. It'll be up there as a little attachment. You'll be able to download it in the lesson. It's available on the on-demand version. Okay. So like I mentioned, we have four types of fields, as you can see here: single line, multi-line, markdown, and rich text field. And then there's features both from the content modeling side, the authoring side, and the developer side. So what I did is I put together a content type in Contentstack here. Very simple content type. Let me edit it so you could see it. It's just got a single line text, multi-line text box, a markdown, and a rich text editor. And you can grab them from here: single line text box, multi-line text box, rich text editor, and markdown. Very simple. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to create a quick entry. And I'm going to go, the title, I'm just going to put, here is my title. This is part of the content tag. That's the main. But for a single line text box, I'm going to put, here is a one line text box entry. Multiple lines are entered here. Here is my second line. And then we have some markdown, right? So we can go, hello there, my big bold word. So of course we can double click this, click on B, and now it's bolded in Markdown. And then of course my rich text editor, I can put in here, I am in my RTE today, and we're gonna bold this. Okay, pretty simple stuff. I mean, this isn't anything new you probably didn't know about, but what are the big differences? So let's go into the spreadsheet here and let's do some comparisons. From the content modeling perspective, you can see that pretty much all of them support just about every feature, including the ability to display the name, the unique ID, the placeholder value, instructional value, help text. If you're able to make them required, so that means they have to enter them, you're able to make them unique as well. Allow multiple entries, allows you to create multiple entries of that text box. And then you can make them non-localizable. The big difference from the settings perspective is your Markdown, your rich text, you cannot make them unique, okay, number one. And then there is no placeholder value for rich text fields. So if we go into Contentstack here and we go back to, let's go ahead and publish this entry. We'll go ahead and leave it published. Okay, so we have the entry, so you can see the entries there. We'll go to the content type. We'll go ahead and click on edit. When you select the attribute or the properties, you can see all the properties right there. And if we say multiple, it would return, a user would be able to create multiple entries. So as we can see, they all support multiple entries without a problem, but making them unique and a placeholder value is not supported by Markdown and rich text. So if we go back here, let's get rid of this. Oops, no, let's leave it mandatory, but get rid of that. And we'll go into Markdown. And you can see right here for Markdown, make it unique is not supported. So keep that in mind that if you need a text field where the value has to be unique, where Contentstack is actually checking when the user clicks on publish, that value doesn't exist in that content type for that field, you're not going to be able to use the Markdown or the rich text field. That's really important. Okay. So that takes care of that from sort of the content modeling features. Validation wise, also if you want to limit the character count, so if you want to say, look, there has to be a minimum of 30 and a maximum of 50 characters in this field, you can only do that with a single line or a multi-line. Markdown and rich text fields don't support any of these validations. You can't have default values, you can't have any regex validation, and no limit character count. So keep that in mind if that's really important when you're building your content governance. You're not going to be able to do that in the rich text or Markdown. So if we go back here, you'll see that, for example, multi-line, we have number of characters.